Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing really, really well today. I am Michelle Legaly. I'm the creator of the Empaths and Substance Facebook group and the creator of the InnerWork Life Coaching Certification and Business Building Program, and also a few other things. Every single week, I come on live and do some type of tool, tip, training, or inspiration in the world of InnerWork life coaching. And today, I want to talk about the 5 pillars of becoming an excellent InnerWork life coach. So let's break it down. When I say excellent, I mean that you feel confident in your coaching. There's that end of it. But also that you're getting feedback from your clients that they're saying, my life is better. This session was transformational. I felt lousy. Now I feel better. Like there's real, tangible change in every session. Coaching is not therapy. I think therapy is amazing too, but coaching is very different. In my heart, in my connection with myself and God, I've always wanted to be a healer that helped people have rapid transformation because I was someone who had illness for a really long time. It sucks. And I know there's just some times in our lives where we just have to go through a long period of it, that what's it called? The dark night of the soul. It's really like the dark years of the soul. I think all healers and coaches go through that at some point in their own life. I'm going off the rails a little bit. But when I made it through mine and I knew I was going to go out and help people, I really had this talk, a deep talk like, I don't want people to have to maybe take years that maybe my help will help them. I didn't want that. I was like, no, either it's like lack of confidence but I want at the end of a session with a client, especially because they paid so much money for that session, I want them to say, I will ask them, is this session helpful? Yes or no? If it's a no, I got to change my tools. I've got to figure something else out. So every session with my clients, I start with, what do you hope to accomplish? And at the end of that session, I say, did we accomplish it? Or did we come close to accomplishing it? I need a yes to think that the work we did had value, that the money they paid for that session was worth it. I need that. And I want them to want that. Me as a client, someone who gets coaching because I believe in it so strongly, I want that from my coach too. I want to tell her what results I want in my life. And it's on her and me to get those results. And I want to see progress in every session. I want that as the client and I want that as the coach. Does that make sense? Okay, I went in all in there real quick. If you are here with me live, say hi in the chat. I would love to say hi back to you. Okay, so excellent means everything I just said. InnerWork life coaching is the model that I teach. It's the framework that I've created through all my years of working with people. Even so I started out as an intuitive. I worked in mediumship for many years. I worked in hypnotherapy, then many healing modalities. I was just taking one certification after another. And I know a lot of us are like that, but I took those tools and I practiced with a lot of people. In fact, I got so busy seeing people at my house after my kids went off to school that my family said to me, we're tired of not being able to come home after school and after work because you have people over. Our house was small back then. So I ended up getting an office space. So I really have been honing my skills in coaching for many years. And I believe what I call InnerWork coaching or InnerWork life coaching is really a culmination of many of the tools I've learned throughout the years. So let me break it down for you, the pillars. For years, I've been teaching 4 pillars. I've recently added a 5th pillar because in my own program, I teach women how to actually build their profitable coaching businesses. It's so important. I think so many of us have these certificates, and it is a sense of accomplishment and it's amazing, but we've got to get out there in the world and tell people that we're coaches, figure out how to charge for our services, get our prices right, our packaging, our positioning right. Like this is the marketing. And I was so busy for so many years getting certificates. And really, I think it was probably my husband in the most loving way said, at what point are you going to actually get paying clients? I was like, I don't know how to do that. I have so many tools to do with them, but I don't know how to actually get paying clients. Then I invested in business coaching and learning all about that. And so that's where I'm at today. Okay, so the fifth pillar is all about charging for your services, and it's what we're going to do inside the 5-day challenge next week. I'm going to put a link. I'm going to have a challenge, a 5-day plus a lot of bonus days, all about the challenge. It's in the chat if you want to grab that link, and I'll talk about it in just a minute. Okay, here is the model that I think is the best model so far to describe the mind. We've got a part of our mind that's conscious. We've got a part of our mind that's under the consciousness. Okay, so let's talk about it. We've got our conscious mind. This is like, you guys, I always assume everybody knows this, but I find that some people don't. This is an image of an iceberg. This is the water line. What is above the water represents our consciousness. What's below the water represents our subconscious minds. Let's go to the top first here, the conscious mind. It's what you perceive. It's what you're hearing my words right now. It's physical reality. That you might question that, but let's just say that for right now. It's where willpower exists. It's where our thinking is. It's where how we perceive the world. It's what's conscious in our minds. And it's crazy because it's only a small percentage of the whole. But we live our lives like it's the whole. We think that we're conscious 90% of the time, but it's really, we're only getting on the spectrum of light or in the spectrum of consciousness, just a fraction of what's really there. But we think we're seeing everything. It's just how it is as humans. Okay, this is where life coaching. So pillar number 1 is life coaching. Actually talking with people and saying, tell me how you're perceiving your life. What do you hope to accomplish? What's going wrong? What's going right? Like we're diving into what they consciously, what are their circumstances in their life? What are their conditions? What do they know to be true consciously? That's life coaching work. Very important in the InnerWork life coaching framework. Okay, it's great. So we're going to talk to our client up here, but then the other ones are down here in the subconscious. And this is really where the work gets done, in my opinion. I have so many clients, or I've worked with so many clients through the years and students, but even not that, but myself, I am a product of the work I do. Everything that has worked for me goes into my toolbox if it was effective for me. And it's created a really effective toolbox with lots of tools in it. Pillar number 2 is the inner work. I also sometimes call it emotional processing. I sometimes call it subconscious work. What else have I called it? Energy work. Emotions is the energy in motion. When we get energy moving again, helping people feel their emotions and move them, feel them, this is the greatest thing we can do to help them create change in their conscious life. Okay, I'll go more into it next week when we get to the 5-day challenge. I could go on and on about how important this is. Let's do number 3, intuition. It is another skill set that we have access to in the subconscious mind. I used to, as a psychic medium, give intuitive readings. So I would tap in to someone else's deeper parts of them. Let's say I could see things in their subconscious mind or feel their emotions. And I know a lot of you have these abilities too. And then I could share them with my client. So I was the one bringing things to the surface, to the consciousness. I don't do that much anymore. I guide my client to tap into their own intuition and bring up the stuff to consciousness. This is like in the Bible where it says, do you want to fish for someone or do you want to teach someone to fish? I'm sure I'm botching that up. But do you get what I mean? When we guide someone to tap into their own inner guidance, we're teaching them to fish. It is so much more important to do that than to give someone intuitive information. I'll just stop there with that. Okay. So the inner work life coaching framework includes learning intuition to guide our clients to get their own nuggets of wisdom. And you think about this too. I know I'm going off the rails so much. Think about your own life when someone has told you something versus when the light bulb went off and you had an epiphany within you. Which one sticks? It's our own genius, us mining our own genius, our own inner genie it's already embodied within us. Like it's there already. And we just became conscious of it. That's already embodied versus someone giving us information. The greatest thing we can ever do for people is have them trust their own guidance, trust it, hear it, learn how to hear it, and take action on it because they trust it so much. That's living in the flow of your life. That's another level of living. Okay, so we do that kind of work too. Number 4, your special sauce. I'm going to spend an entire an hour of the training next week in the 5-day challenge on your special sauce. And I'll just leave it at that. But that's one of the pieces of the framework. And number 5, this is the newest one. We charge for our coaching services because it has tremendous value. Does that make sense? This is where you stepping into becoming a profitable coach takes place. I see it in my students all the time when they have to make that shift from being the student, and then as we move into the business building, they have to put on the hat of the teacher, of the coach. And it's a new self-identity for many people. And it takes a little bit of time, but that's okay. Any inner work that needs to be done to move into that new identity is done within the framework that we teach. Does that make sense? Okay, so those are the 5 pillars of becoming an excellent inner work life coach. I've been teaching this now since, I don't know, officially I've been teaching it since like 2019 with groups of people. The program has expanded into a 12-month program that includes how to charge for your services, how to get paying clients, the marketing part of it. We've got to learn. You can be the best healer or coach in the world, but if you don't understand how to connect with people and you understand marketing, it doesn't work. I remember it was Kevin Costner who said in that movie, I forget, Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. I think a lot of people, healers and coaches, believe that to be true still. I have not seen it to be true. It's build it, talk about it, speak about it, serve people, give them value, show them what you're doing, and make them an offer. Like there's a lot more work involved with it. Okay, I hope that's helpful today. All of this was to inspire you to join the 5-day challenge, become a profitable inner work life coach. It starts April 24th at noon Eastern. We are together every day at noon Eastern. We're going to have 4 bonus days after that. So we're going to be there until Friday. So Monday through Friday is the challenge. Then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I'm doing a bunch of bonus training. A lot of it including like money blocks, other blocks. We want to do the inner work to get you becoming a profitable inner work life coach. Join us. You can join the challenge for free, but I want to challenge you to join me in the VIP All Access Pass. And I know it feels like I'm plugging the VIP All Access Pass, and I am, because I think it has value. But here's the truer reason. If you want to be a coach that gets paid for your services, you want to be a client that pays a coach for services. Does that make sense? I could never sell coaching that I haven't paid for. It feels out of integrity to me. I couldn't ask. I've seen this with other coaches too, where I even remember this one woman who was starting a program, and she talked about her price. And she wasn't my client. I was in a group of people, but she said to the coach that was in charge, she said, "I would never pay this much for this." And I'm like, "Girl, if you wouldn't pay that much, and if you haven't paid that much, I think it's out of integrity to expect someone else to pay that." Okay. The VIP All Access Pass is, I think, $37. And here's what you get lifetime access to the training, where we take down the training after the launch is over for everybody else, but you'll get lifetime access. But more importantly, we're going to have an extra 30 minutes of training every day after class. So from 12 to 12:30 Eastern is for everyone. And then 12:30 to 1 o'clock Eastern is just VIPers in my Zoom room. And we're going to do actual coaching. I want you to get a taste of my coaching. I want you to see if my coaching can have a positive impact in your life. Does that make sense? And it's $37. I want you to pay for coaching and let me impact you so that someday you can be the coach that charges and people say yes to you impacting them. Does that make sense? It goes both ways. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I can't wait to see you again. We start Monday and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, bye everybody.